So let's start just with a moment or two of relaxation. You can do it seated, you can lie down on your back. I'm going to mute everyone.
See, everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll start just taking a moment to kind of catch our breath and a moment of centering. So just kind of picturing yourself waking up this morning, starting in the past, and whatever you did first, maybe it was brushing your teeth, maybe you had a cup of coffee or breakfast. Picture yourself maybe taking a shower, getting dressed, whatever you did next. And then maybe picturing yourself setting up your mat and just getting ready for yoga. And then just having that vision of yourself just kind of landing on the mat. Here you are in the present moment. Taking a pause here before we begin our movement. Pause, land, arrive, relax, listen, allow, and just breathe. May you pause and begin the next breath feeling more clear and connected. May you land. May you remember that the ground, the support is beneath you, holding you. May you allow your breath to flow freely. May you arrive in the present moment and connect with your body and rest there. May you relax. May you release obvious bodily tension and habitual gripping. May you listen inward, creating a new sense of awareness. And may you allow yourself to notice whatever may arise and fall. May you be at ease with the full range of sensations in your body. The full range of emotions in your body. The full range of thoughts. And with this awareness of thoughts, emotions, and physical sensations, may you practice allowing it all over and over again. Pause, land, arrive, relax, listen, and allow. So we'll take just a moment or two for some intentional breathing here to relax the nervous system. So maybe the eyes are closed and just taking a few breaths, breathing in and out through the nose. Sending that signal to the brain to relax the nervous system. And bringing the belly into it, breathing into the low belly first, then the chest. And then a big, long exhale. So try a few rounds of this intentional breathing. Coming back to the present moment every time you might get pulled away or distracted. And as we begin with our movement, we'll start just by gently hugging the knees into the chest and rocking side to side. Just see how the low back is feeling. And just kind of scanning up and down the whole back of the body and just noticing any sensations in the neck and the shoulders. And just check out what's going on in the back. Circle both directions. The hands can be on the knees to have more support, or you can stretch the arm out to a T. Your circles can be small in diameter, they can be big and wide. So maybe the eyes are still closed here. We're kind of quieting down the senses and drawing that awareness inward and just noticing how things are feeling. So let's start with stretching out the front of the hips. We'll put our feet flat on the floor. Knees are up in the air, and I'm going to walk my feet all the way to the outer edges of the mat. And just windshield wipers side to side, dropping those legs over to the left and over to the right. And then maybe the arms are stretched out nice and wide, palms face up. And then stretching the front of the hips. We'll let those legs just drop over to the right, and we'll start just gently squeezing that left glute, sending that left hip forward. And then if it's okay for the neck, turning the head to the left, looking towards that left hand. So the bottom of the spine is twisting to the right. And then if the head is turned, the top of the spine, the cervical spine, and the neck is turning to the left. And then windshield wipers side to side. Just kind of neutralizing the back. And then this time dropping those knees over to the left, holding it here. And then this time turning on that right glute cheek and just kind of gently squeezing that into that right cheek and sending that right hip forward. Stretching down the front of the right hip, the hip flexors, the quadricep muscle. And then option to turn the head to the right. It's twisting motion in yoga. It's believed that we can kind of like wring out the toxins from our body with the twisting, like we're wringing out a sponge. And then again, side to side, windshield wiper those legs. So I'm going to find my block. I have my pillow nearby. If you don't have a block and you have a pillow that you can use, you can do that. And I have my strap nearby as well. So we're just going to come into a little inversion here. I'm going to lift my hips. I'm going to slide that block underneath my tailbone. So I want to make sure it's not in the curve of my back. It's all the way down. It's going to be really like in the glute area, the very, very base of the spine and the tailbone. So I'm going to start with just a little gentle back bend. And I'm going to stretch both legs out nice and long. And then I'm just going to inhale the arms up overhead. Take a few breaths here. In and out through the nose, and noticing if those shoulders are scrunched up towards the ears, kind of relax them down away a little bit from the ears. Take a few breaths, pointing the toes, reaching with the fingertips. And then nice and slow, I'm going to hug one knee into the chest and then the other. I'm still on my block or on the pillow, and I'm extending both legs up in the air, point and flex. And then circling the ankles. Circling the opposite direction. And now maybe circling the legs a little bit here. And again, your circles can be very modest, just a little tiny circle, or they can be big and wide. Pull the belly button into the spine. You want to make sure you keep that tailbone anchored on your pillow, on your block. Circle it the other way. And then we'll just hold those legs up in the air. We'll bring the arms up in the air and we'll just shake. Shake the legs, shake the arms out, shake out those wrists. So we're draining all that excess fluid. The lymphatic fluid is coming back towards the center of the body, draining out of the legs and the feet, just shaking up our circulation here. Maybe the eyes are closed. Breathing in and out through the nose as you shake. And then pause, just hold everything up. Take 3 big breaths here. In and out through the nose. Gentle inversion here. And then nice and slow. Feet come back down to the floor. I'm going to lift my hips and slide that block or the pillow off to the side. And here I am in bridge pose. So my hips are still up in the air, pushing my feet down to the ground. I'm going to draw the shoulder blades underneath, trying to draw the shoulder blades towards one another, towards the spine. And then I'm going to inhale the arms overhead, little bridge flow. Exhale, release the spine back down onto the floor. And again, lift up into bridge, inhale the arms overhead. And exhale, release back down. A few more times at your own pace here. Inhaling, lifting the hips. Exhale, release down. Your feet are hip width apart here. A few more times. Breathe in. And breathe out. One more time. Inhaling up. And exhale down. Release, coming back, hugging the knees into the chest. Rock side to side. Come into a little happy baby here. So my knees stay bent, feet are up in the air. Wherever it works for you, remembering you can have those hands back behind the legs as well, if the feet are not accessible. Checking and noticing if that tailbone is rolling off the floor. Bring that tailbone back down. The spine is nice and long and flat. And then maybe the eyes are closed here. Maybe you're holding it still. Maybe you're rocking side to side. And then pausing here, I'm going to bring the bottoms of my feet together with the legs still up in the air. I'm going to make sure my belly is pulled down and anchored to my spine. And nice and slow, I'm going to lower those legs down to the floor. The feet are still connected. And then when I get down there, I'm just going to let the legs splay open, kind of like a book. Bottoms of the feet together. This is reclined Baddha Konasana. So just a gentle inner thigh stretch. And then I'll bring my arms out to a T. And if there's any discomfort here, you can always prop a pillow or blocks underneath the outside of the thighs, or just have those legs up a little bit higher. So we want a gentle stretch for the inner thighs and the groin. Take a few breaths here. Coming back to our intentional breathing to relax the nervous system. Breathing in and out through the nose. Breathing into the low belly first, then the chest. And then a nice big long exhale. And then we'll close up those legs like we're closing up the pages of a book. Hug the knees, rock side to side. We'll find our strap. And we'll hook both feet up into the air. Starting out with a little hamstring stretch. So if you don't have a yoga strap, you could use maybe a bathrobe belt, or maybe you could find 2 neckties, old neckties, men's ties to tie together. Maybe a dog leash. So again, I want to keep my tailbone nice and flat on the floor, and I'm going to just draw my thighs towards my belly. And I'm going to flex my feet. Point those toes to the nose. Push the heels away towards the ceiling. And then make some tiny circles here. Little tiny diameter. Super gentle. And then maybe just rocking left to right. Maybe all the way over to that right hip, all the way over to the left. And then come back to center. We'll open those legs to a nice big wide V. Another inner thigh and groin stretch. Holding it here, holding it still, or again, rocking side to side. And that rocking motion, helping also to relax the nervous system. You can bend the knees a little. So finding places where there are tense spots in the body, and finding places where you might be able to soften and let go. Check the jaw, check the shoulders, any place where you might be gripping. And then I'm going to bring my legs just a little bit closer together. And I'm going to bend the left knee, and I'm going to stretch that right leg off to the side on the diagonal. So half happy baby here with the strap. So my left knee is bent into a half happy baby. My right leg is stretched off to the side. And then switch. Right leg will bend, coming into half happy baby. And my left leg will stretch off to the side. Feet are still flexed. And I'm still drawing those legs inward. So check where you feel a stretch up the back of that left leg. Maybe the outer right hip. Maybe the inner thighs. Breathing, finding places to relax and soften. And then coming back to center, we'll do our figure 4 hip stretch. Left foot crosses over at the right knee. I'm going to draw that right leg in closer with the strap. And of course, if you don't like the strap or you don't have a strap, hands can clasp back behind that right leg. Option to deepen the stretch, left elbow pushing that left knee away. Flex that left foot. Protect that left knee. And then again, holding it still, or rocking side to side, massaging that lumbar spine. You could also make circles here. So this is a really gentle alternative to pigeon pose. If you have cranky knees, pigeon pose can be really hard. So it's the same pose here, but we're doing it without all the weight of the body kind of bearing down. And then we're going to switch legs. Left foot comes into the strap to meet the right first. And then I remove my right leg, cross over that knee, figure 4 here. So check the grip of the hands. You give a little stretch for the palms here so we don't create too much tension in the hands with the gripping. And then I'll come back to my strap, drawing that left leg in, flexing that right foot. And then you can rock, you can circle here. And again, check in with the tailbone, keeping that tailbone nice and flat so it's not rolling up off the floor. Just picturing the spine nice and long and flat and all stretched out and relaxed. And then nice and easy, dropping that strap off to the side. Hugging the knees into the chest, rock side to side. And we're going to transition now over onto our right side. So let's start here. I'm going to make a little pillow with my right arm. And I'm going to two options here. To be more gentle and supported, you can bend that bottom leg. If you want to have more of a challenge for the core where you need to work more on balance, you can stretch both legs out. So we're going to start lifting that top leg up into the air. And maybe you reach back behind that leg. Maybe you can reach up for the toe. So another stretch up the back of the leg. I'm bringing my toes to my nose. And then I'm going to activate that bottom leg. I'm going to flex that bottom foot. I have to pull my belly button into my spine to make sure that I don't roll over here. And then you can just stay here in the stretch. If you want, you can work on strengthening the inner thighs, lifting that bottom leg off the floor, and then just lifting and lowering a few times. My belly's pulled in, but I'm not holding my breath. I'm breathing in and out through my nose. And then maybe just holding it up in the air, and maybe a few pulses from there. That's it. And now relax that bottom leg down. You can stay here in the stretch if you want to come into a little back bend, and it's available to you. Bending that top knee, reaching back for that ankle, sending that hip forward, stretching down, hip flexor and the quadricep. Nice. Take a few breaths here. And then release. We'll roll over onto our belly. Feet come up into the air and windshield wiper side to side. You can make a little pillow with your hands and rest your forehead on the hands. So take a little breath here. I'm just going to check the screen and make sure Everyone can hear me. Taking a few purposeful breaths here, breathing in and out through the nose. And then we're going to switch sides. We'll roll over onto our left. Make a little pillow with that left arm. And then if you're keeping it very gentle, bending that bottom knee, that bottom leg to help with balance, or that the bottom leg can be extended nice and long. We'll lift that top leg up into the air. Hand can be back behind the leg. Maybe you reach up by the calf. Maybe it's back behind the thigh. Maybe you reach for the toes in a yogi toe hold. Grabbing the big toe. Take a breath or two here. And then you either hold the stretch, or if you're working on strength, drawing the belly button into the spine, bottom leg comes off the floor. My bottom foot is flexed. Take a few lift and lower here. So notice places where you might be gripping or tense. And bringing that intentional breath back in and out through the nose. That's it, maybe holding it up a few inches off the floor, and then maybe lifting and lowering a few times from here. Maybe noticing a difference between the right side and the left side. Maybe one side is easier to balance and not roll back. And then you can stay here, relax that bottom leg down. You can stay here in the stretch, or bending that top knee, reaching back for that foot. Sending that hip forward and kicking back into the hand. Like you could tap whatever it is back behind you, a wall or a couch. Breathing here, we're stretching the front of the hip again and down the leg, the quadricep muscle. And then nice and slow, releasing out. And we're going to come up to sit. So I'm just going to put my palm on the floor in front of me, and nice and easy, just pushing up to sit. And we'll just take a moment here, catch our breath, and we'll make our way up to all fours. So I'm on my hands and my knees. My belly is pulled up to my spine the whole time to protect the low back. And I'm going to come just into a few cat-cow here, a few rounds of it. Breathing into the back bend, exhaling and curling the back. Breathing into the back bend, exhale, curl back. Breathing in, breathing out. So maybe the eyes are closed, and let your body guide you rather than your mind, telling the body when to breathe and when to move. Noticing when your body is ready to inhale, and then coming into a little baby back bend. Noticing when your body is ready to exhale, and then curl and arch the back. Perhaps noticing the little space in between, that little pause in between the inhale and the exhale. And then we'll come back to a nice flat back, neutral spine. We're going to come into a side plank. So I'm going to bring my right hand a little bit more towards the center of the mat. And then I'm going to have that right foot come back behind me, make like a little bit of a kickstand. My left foot will stretch out nice and long. And then inhale, left arm reaching up for the sky. So if it's okay for your neck, you can look up towards the sky, towards that left hand. And of course, if you prefer, you could be in full plank here and have both legs stretched out nice and long with those feet flexed and stacked. So your choice, your practice today, whatever feels right for your body. And now we'll all bring that bottom leg down for sure. My right leg is down, coming into star pose here. So I'm flexing that left foot and lifting it up into the air. My belly is pulled into the spine. Take a few breaths here in star pose. And then you can stay here and work on strength and balance. Once again, if you want to come back and reach for that back foot, send that hip forward, coming into a balancing half bow pose. Kicking back behind me with that foot. And then I'm lifting and opening the heart and looking up to the sky. That's it. Take a breath or two here. And then releasing out. And I'm going to lift up to gate pose. So I'm going to make sure I use my belly drawn in, coming up onto my right knee. Inhaling, arms up. And then exhale, sliding down that left leg, leaning to the left into gate pose. Again, I'm trying to turn and open my chest up to the sky. Here we are in gate pose. Inhale, both arms up. And now as I exhale, I'm going to come forward. And I'm going to bring my hands down to the floor. My legs are going to stay right where they are. So another big stretch for that inner thigh here. So maybe this is enough for you on the hands, or maybe you want to come down deeper and come down to the forearms. You can stack your fists and make a little pillow for your head to rest. And if your head is resting, you can also use your block here to rest your head at any height. And then while we're resting here, maybe just rocking that head side to side. Just bringing our awareness to the center of the forehead, the third eye chakra. And as we soften the jaw and relax the shoulders, just breathing in here, in and out through the nose, and just noticing what it feels like to massage the center of the forehead. Nice. So one more thing we'll do here, we're going to come back up onto the hands if you're not already there. My belly's pulled into the spine. My right hand will stay grounded, and I'm going to turn and twist and open. My left arm reaches straight up for the sky. Beautiful. Little twist. And then exhale back to center. I'll just draw my knee in, draw that leg in, and I'm going to come up onto my knees to come into a gentle camel now. So feel free if you need a blanket here, or if you want to double up the mat a little bit so you have a little extra cushioning. So for my camel, I keep it very gentle for my low back issues. I always remember first thing to pull my belly button into the spine. And then the hands can be on the back of the body, like you're putting your hands into your jeans pockets. And then I'm going to draw my shoulder blades together. I'm going to lift and open the heart up to the sky. So this is very gentle here. If it's in your practice to come into full camel and you can reach down for the heels, feel free. Take a few breaths here in this little baby back bend. If it's okay for the neck, lifting the chin, maybe even closing the eyes for a few breaths here. And then nice and slow. We'll come back up and we'll switch sides, and we'll do that series on the other side. So coming back to all fours, I'm just going to swing that left leg back and make a little kickstand coming into my side plank. I centered my left hand on the mat this time, stretching my right leg out and then inhaling up. Modified side plank. Pulling the belly into the spine. And then again, option to come into your full plank. You could come into a tree here. Your choice. Take a few breaths. And then dropping that bottom leg down if it's not already there, making a little kickstand. That bottom left leg is back, coming into star pose, working on balance, pulling the belly button in. My right arm is reaching, my fingers even are active. Breathing in and out through the nose. And then option to reach back, bend that top knee, reach back for that foot, and kick back into the hand. Belly's drawn in, turning and opening the chest up to the sky. In and out through the nose. And nice and slow. Releasing back. I'm going to stretch that leg back out, ground it down to the floor, pulling the belly in, making my way up onto that left knee, breathing in and out. And now to come forward into a forward fold. I'll breathe in again, arms overhead, and then exhale. My hands will come forward to the floor, stretching the inner thigh here. And then again, your choice. You can stay right here on the hands or coming down to the forearms. Close the eyes. Again, you can stack the fists, or you could use your block to rest your forehead. And then maybe just gently turning that head side to side. Third eye chakra in the center of the forehead. Maybe picturing the color indigo blue is the color of the chakra here. And then we'll come into our gentle twist, coming back up to the hands. My left hand stays grounded this time. My belly's pulled up to the spine, turning and twisting, opening. Right arm reaches up to the sky, and my right palm is facing away from me. Beautiful. Take a breath or two here. And then exhale. I'm going to release that right arm back down to the floor, draw that leg in, and then just taking your time coming up to stand, however it feels safe for you. When you get up, just kind of rolling those shoulders in both directions. Up and down the back. And then circling forward. So we're going to come next into chair pose. So we'll bring our feet hip width apart, about 6 inches for ladies, about 8 inches for men. And for our chair pose, it's going to be just like we're sitting back in a chair. Just like we're sitting down. You can even do this with a block between the legs or a pillow. So sitting down into your chair, arms reach forward, and we'll just pulse up and down here a few times. Working on strengthening the legs, we're working on balance, and we're working on intentional breathing, even though that belly button is drawn into the spine. And now all the way up. Inhale up, and we're going to exhale. Twist to the right. Inhale, center, arms up. Exhale, twist left. Again, breathe in, arms overhead. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, both arms up center. Exhale, twist left. Both arms inhale up and sitting back into chair again, pulsing up and down a few times here. Breathing in and out through the nose. Maybe coming down a little deeper. See what that would feel like. Relax the shoulders and the jaw. Pulsing in chair. All the way up. Breathe in. Arms up. Exhale. Twisting and opening to the right. Inhale, arms up center. And exhale, twisting and opening to the left. One more round, breathe in. Exhale, twist right. Breathe in, center, arms up. And exhale, twist left. Inhale, both arms up. And exhale, release those arms. We'll drop that block off to the side. Just shaking everything out here. Shake those legs. Just shake my arms up overhead. Shake them back down. Up again. And down. One more time. Inhaling and exhaling. And now coming to mountain pose. Feet are hip width apart, pulling the belly in. We'll have those shoulders drawn up towards the ears, roll them back down the back. Bringing those shoulder blades towards one another, close the eyes, palms face front, and just taking a few breaths in mountain pose. Just noticing any sensations in the body, any breath, sensations in the belly, in the chest. Find the heart beating. And then as you're ready, opening the eyes, and we'll work on some standing balance here. So a few options. You can have your strap nearby if you'd like to use it. So option one, I'm going to ground into my left foot, pulling the belly in. So first thing I'm doing is checking in with posture. And then I'm going to hug that right knee into my chest. My right foot is flexed. And right now I have my hands clasped in front of my knee. So you can stay here the whole time using the hands. And then I'm going to open that right leg out to the side. So this is option one. Option two would be with the strap, where you hook your foot into the strap and you can extend that leg out front. And then you can open that right leg out to the side using the strap, left arm stretched out. Lift the heart, draw the belly into the spine. Feel free to use the wall here. And then of course, option three would be to do it without the strap and just use a yogi toe hold. So three options here, wherever your body needs to be, honoring it, breathing, and then nice and slow. Release out, shake out those legs. We'll do a sun breath here. Feet are hip width apart. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, forward fold, coming down. Inhale, hands to shins. Exhale, fold back down. Bend the knees, roll all the way up. Breathe in. Palms together. Lower the hands in front of the heart. Close the eyes for 3 breaths. Breathing in and out through the nose. And then opening the eyes. Here we go. We'll switch legs this time. So hugging that left knee in, I'm grounding into the 4 corners of my right foot, my right leg. I'm turning on all those muscles, but I'm leaving a little bit of softness in that standing knee. Hugging that left knee into the chest here, flexing the left foot. So my standing knee isn't locked or tense. There's a little bit of give and movement there. And I'm really focusing on pulling my belly button into my spine to help me with balance. So this is option 1, keeping the knee bent the whole time and opening out to the side. Option 2, extending that leg out in front, foot in the strap. Or again, using your yogi toe hold here and stretching that leg out. So your choice, using the wall or a chair nearby if that helps. And then opening that left leg out to the side. And left foot is flexed. And your right arm can be stretched out to help with balance. It can be on the hip. You can have up like in a tree arm. Whatever works for you. Pull the belly into the spine. Take a breath or two here. And then nice and slow, bringing it back to center. And release that leg. Shake out the standing leg. Shake out the shoulders. Sun breath. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins. Exhale, release, bend the knees. All the way back up, breathe in. Exhale the arms to your side. We'll do it one more time. Inhale, both arms up. Reaching for the sun. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Hands come down. So let's just pause here for a minute in our forward fold. And I want you to feel free to have your blocks here, if you like, at any setting, any height. And we're going to come into a little twist. So I'm going to start with my left hand grounded onto the block, or left hand is on the floor, bending that left knee, turn sideways. And my left hand stays grounded, my left foot stays grounded. I'm going to turn and twist. Right arm opens to the sky. Turning and rotating my ribs forward towards the screen. Take a breath or two here. Nice big twist. Release back to center and switching sides. So I'll demo this time using my block at the highest setting. So I'm bending into that front right knee a little bit. Belly's pulled into the spine. Right hand is grounded. Inhaling, twisting and opening. And this time I'm drawing my right ribs forward. And exhale, releasing down. Okay, nice and easy. Come back up, breathe in. Palms together, lower the hands in front of the heart. Closing the eyes here for 3 breaths. In and out through the nose. And then opening the eyes. So we'll move into another balance pose here. I'm going to turn sideways. So we're going to start out in flamingo pose, and then we're going to make our way to warrior 3. Okay, so let's start with that right foot in flamingo. I'm going to ground my right foot, pulling the belly button into my spine. And flamingo, I'm going to bend that left knee and lift that left leg up in the air. So you can stay right here the whole time. You can have your hand on the wall, chair. So our full flamingo arms, that left arm will come right up over the leg. We'll stretch out over that left leg. And we'll inhale the right arm up, reaching up for the sky. Belly's drawn in. And our gaze is straight ahead. So just picturing the spine, the cervical spine, the neck, nice and long as we look straight ahead. Not down or not up towards the sky. So you can take a break, or you can come straight through to warrior 3. I'm going to start to lower my arms. I'm going to start to send that left leg back. So I'm demonstrating here airplane arms. You can have arms alongside the body. You can have palms together in front of the heart. And then most challenging, and not recommended if you have low back issues, if you can stretch those arms out front. So find your arms. Try and turn those left toes to point straight down towards the floor, squaring that hip down. And then nice and slow, come on out. Stepping out, shake everything out. Breathe in, arms up. Exhale down. Breathe in, arms up. Exhale down. One more time. Inhale up, palms together. Hands lower down in front of the heart. Close the eyes for 3 breaths. Opening the eyes, and we'll repeat the same thing on the opposite side. So this time we'll ground that left foot, and the right foot will come into flamingo, the right leg. Bending that right knee, flexing that right foot. Remember, you can have the hands clasped on the knees the whole time, but always have the hands underneath that right thigh if that feels more supportive. Flamingo arms, that right leg will stretch out over, the right arm will stretch out over the right leg. Left arm reaching straight up for the sky. Take a few breaths here. Relax the shoulders and the jaw. Pulling the belly in. And then, of course, you can take a break and just step out and come into Warrior 3 separately, or we can start to lower everything down. I'm using my core to help me as I extend that right leg back and come into Warrior 3. Checking my right toes, making sure they're pointing straight down to the floor. Anytime you fall out, you can just start over. And then nice and slow, coming out, coming back to center. Breathe in, arms up. Exhale, release down. Closing the eyes, inhale, arms up. Exhale down. One more time. Inhale up, palms together, lower the hands in front of the heart. 3 breaths here. Finding that heart beating in the chest. Breathing in and out through the nose. And then nice and slow. Releasing the arms. We're going to come back down to sit. Get my blocks out of the way. So once again, we're going to come into Baddha Konasana, this time seated. We did it on our back in the beginning, bringing the bottoms of the feet together. My hands are just above my ankles. I'm going to draw my belly in, taking a big breath in, and then exhale, folding over. So I'm using my forearms and my elbows to gently push my legs down towards the earth. Maybe that's too much. Maybe you just want to hold it and be soft. Or maybe you can push the legs down. You can also open the feet up towards the sky like you're opening the pages of a book. And see if you can keep your spine nice and long here rather than curling and dropping the head and the chin to the chest. Close those eyes and think about making your spine extend long and straight. Relax the shoulders. And then nice and slow, coming back up. So I'm going to extend one leg out to the side, and then the inside of my foot will come to that inner thigh. So feel free to shift around, get comfy. We're going to inhale both arms overhead, turning towards that extended leg and folding over. So you could use your strap here. You can possibly reach for your toes. Hands can be on the floor beside the legs. You can have the hands on the shins. So finding a comfortable stretch for you. Nice and slow, walking those hands back in, coming into a little twist. So for me, my left knee is bent, my right hand comes to the outside of that left knee. Again, twisting, opening, And then release back to center, switching sides. Extending that other leg out. The inside of my right foot is now coming to my left thigh. Inhaling, arms up, turning towards that left leg. Exhale, fold over that leg. Wherever those hands reach, relax the shoulders and just breathe. Maybe closing the eyes. And then nice and slow, coming back up, making your way back down onto your back. If you're tired, you can flop down. If you want one final core challenge, knees are bent, feet are on the floor. Rolling down nice and slow. When you get all the way down, stretching the arms overhead, breathing in, stretch the legs out. And exhale, hug both knees into the chest, rock side to side. Close the eyes here, starting to slow it down. Again, making some circles. Or if there's any final stretch that your body feels like doing, maybe a knee down twist with the knees hugged into the chest. You can drop both knees over to the right. Stretch those arms out to a T. Turning the head to the left. Take a few breaths here. Breathing into the ribs and the side of the body. And then coming back to center, just rocking it out for a bit, neutralizing the spine, and then dropping the legs over to the opposite side. Stretching out again with the arms. Take a few breaths here. Turning your head and facing that outstretched arm. Again, bottom part of the spine is twisting one way. Top part of the spine is twisting the other. Wringing out the body. And then slowly coming back to center, hug the knees in. Any final stretch or pose, another happy baby. Or make your way to relaxation. A comfortable pose to just pause for a moment. And we let all the benefits of our practice sink in here. Just kind of scanning the body from head to toe. Finding places where you can soften and let go. Check the jaw. Check the shoulders. You could be seated, you could be lying down. Coming back to our reading from the beginning of class. Pause. Land. Arrive. Relax. Listen. And allow. Allow yourself to notice whatever might be present. May you be at ease with the full range of sensations in the body, with the full range of emotions that are present. And allowing for all the thoughts to come and go. And now starting to bring some gentle movement back into the body, wiggling the fingers and the toes. And then rolling on to your left side. And just kind of curl up in the fetal position on the left. And then nice and slow, pushing back up to sit. One final moment with our eyes closed here. We'll close our practice today with a loving kindness meditation. May you be healthy in body and mind. May calm and peace surround you. May you be safe. And may you live with ease. And namaste.
Namaste.
Thanks all for coming.
Thank you, everyone.